You ever use one of these? I have doing electrical work, but never on the bee calls. But today, we're going to get high. Up there. Stick around. Should be fun. Alright, so here's what we got. We're trying to, I've already popped the crown molding off. We're trying to get this board off without busting it all to pieces so we can put it back up there. But the camera angles are going to be kind of crappy today because we got limited room up here in this lift. So let's try to get this off without totally annihilating it. What you're seeing right there is spray foam from the last beekeeper. And as you can see, that did nothing but make it harder to get the board out. Spray foam. This is what the hive looks like. Now up there's where the spray foam was at, and as you can see they just built comb around it. So here's what we got. And it goes down in there too. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start the cutout right here and work my way up. But I'll probably take some of that comb out too. That way we'll try to congregate the bees in the middle. That way hopefully our queen will be right in here. So let's get it going. Well, I got everything in it I need. I just got to find a place for me to get now. This is the way I got my stuff. There's my vacuum. I got it tied off to a rope. There's where my box is at, and then there's where I'm gonna put all the comb I cut out. And then I got 2 buckets over here for comb and honey. And I got to get in there somewhere. So this should be fun. We got a chewed out queen cell from the side right here and one that's already open. So it looks like this hive swarmed one time. Hopefully it's not queenless. Yes, I've got my bee suit on. They've been a little pissy. Alright, so here's what we got. We got the comb removed from here and we were able to get it from down there. Which is a good thing because I didn't want to have to tear all this out. Because that would take a little bit longer. But we got it out from here. We got a little more cleaning out to do up here, but we got the bees from up here too for the comb. We got a little cleanup to do. And we got these, what I said a while ago is we got one queen cell here. I got one that I crushed right there that had been hatched out, and then this one right here was chewed out from the side, so the queen that hatched out killed it. But you can see there's a little bit of bruise in here. So we hadn't started putting anything in frames yet because I hadn't really had anything that I could salvage to do it with. We might be able to put a couple these right in here in a frame, but for the most part, it's been a not fun cutout. So there's a bee in my lens, but there's where we're at right now. So we're gonna keep on keeping on. They're a little testy because I just got through spraying that and the top part up here, and then down there at the end to keep the bees from running either direction. I got a bucket of water up here to wash my hands in. There's been a lot of honey in this hive, which is, when you're doing cutouts, you hate to see a whole bunch of honey, because especially like this right here, because it is a freaking mess. We got about 13-mile-an-hour winds today, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be a noisy clip. And now that I'm standing here looking at it, we ain't gonna leave that there, because all you're gonna see is the back of my head and the fact that I need a haircut. So we're gonna keep on keeping on. I'll keep cutting the camera on and off so y'all can see what's going on. Okay, so here's what we got. This is the comb that I cut out that I'm going to put in the frames. All I did was stacked it on top of something in the lift, and then when I got through, I'm going to now put it in these frames right here. That was the easiest thing for me to do, because space was at a very limited up there. So we're going to go ahead and start putting this stuff into the frames. Camera tightened down. Now see, the bad thing about this is it doesn't reach the top of the frame, so chances are they're not going to build this comb out with the crap, and it's going to make a mess when they ever do get on down the road with it. So that's the bad thing about doing cutouts sometimes, is the bees they don't draw the stuff out like they're supposed to, and then you end up having a hive that is just a freaking mess to deal with. I'll do a video on this one later on when I first open it back up after it's been sitting for a little while, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I know some of the videos I didn't keep a whole lot of comb, and I got comments on it about throwing so much comb away, but at the end of the day, if you keep the wrong comb, you're going to end up throwing even more away, because the hive's going to just be a great big mess. And it'll take them a week to 2 weeks to cut these rubber bands out. Another good thing you could do is, you know, put in one of these frames with the comb in it, and then put some foundation in between them, and then, you know, kind of checkerboard them. That'll give them kind of a wall to go by, and hopefully they'll draw it out like they should. But then again, there's no guarantee on that either. They could just cut the rubber bands off of it and then it fall and be up against some good foundation, or even if you put a good frame of drawed out comb in there, then it could mess it up too. When you're putting this stuff in, make sure you put it in up the way it's supposed to be. If you put it in upside down, you will have a mess. And the reason why I know which way this comb goes is because of the honey across the top. And I'll show you that here in a minute. Now when you do these cutouts, do your best not to put a whole bunch of honey back in that hive. This hive's going to be weak for a while because of this cutout, and if there's a whole bunch of honey in these frames, then they're more likely to be robbed. But you can see the line of honey across the top. That's how you tell the top from the bottom. Some of the cutouts you don't always have that honey line, So just be mindful of how you do this. I'm not going to try to save all this just for what I was telling you a while ago. I think it's going to end up being a mess when it's all said and done. The bee vac has got some drone comb in it. I might just leave them in that box. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 frames. I can go through and stagger some other frames in between them and hopefully get them to build the stuff back up like it's supposed to. This over here, I'm just going to scrap it. We're going to put it in the soda wax melter and melt it down. So that's how we're doing that. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to kill the inside of this. I don't know how good it's going to do because some of it's still wet. But we're still going to do that. We're going to suck the rest of these bees out and kills it. And then we're going to fill it full of bat insulation. So stick around. That's what we're fixing to do. Of course we're still going to have bees flying around, but all we can do is try to get as much of it as we can. So we're going to spray with kills and fill it full of insulation. As you can see, everything is painted white, and I've got crap all over my screen on my thing, but I ain't got nothing to wipe it off with, so there we go. But we kills it good. We're going to fill it full of insulation, and then we're going to close it up. Alright, as you can see, it's full of insulation. We even packed it down there just as far as we could go. So everything's good and tight. We're going to put the cover back on this, put the molding back up, squirt a little great stuff in certain places, and call it a day. Well, there we go. I still got something on my lens and it's blurry as crap, but I ain't got nothing to clean it off with. But there's the end results. It's been an all-day job. I started at 8:30 and it's probably about 5:30, 6 o'clock now. So this video probably won't be 5-10 minutes long, but it took all day to get this one done. So hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments below. And as always, we'll see you on the next one.